Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you for another dungeon crawling adventure. We're picking right up off where we left off yesterday. We are at the point where we're no longer leveling up a warlock with our characters, and now we're diving into our side guilds, which for a while is going to be warrior to catch up to where we want to be fighting. But we're using sorcerer too, so we can cast more resists on the whole party. So that's something we're going to be going into. And because we're having warrior as the main class, we're wearing better armor, so we can definitely fight considerably deeper than we have been. But yeah, and that's like our current situation. So let's get our party casted up and see what we can do with this. And because we're able to cast more and more resists, I'm gonna have to kind of figure out how many spells to cast on everyone. So it looks like I can still cast 2 of these. So I'll cast it on my 2 front-facing members. The goal is to raise Sorcerer until I can cast it on everyone for now. I think our days of needing to really grind out most of 4 are pretty much done, and we can move on to a couple of routes. Like, I think we'll start off with the mines, for instance, and then after the mines, we'll make our way down to 9, for instance, and then the next run we will go through the Goblin King and work our way towards 9. And if we still have more to clear before we actually get a dungeon repopulation, we can then consider more of the places to go. But let's kind of see how long that route lasts for and decide from that point. Also, if we're actually clearing all of 9 and still needing to wait for it to repopulate, then we'll start considering maybe even going deeper. But maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves, so let's just see how it goes for a little bit. And as we level up warrior, it'll very quickly escalate. We'll be fighting on 9, 10, 11, and 12 very quickly. I mean, at this point, our biggest hindrance is actually our ability to cast resists and keep them going on ourselves, so. Yeah, once our resists are being cast at a level that I think is reasonable, then I will switch over to moving our elf into paladin and getting them some more of that better fighting ability as well. But I do think that their investment into Sorcerer is what's actually going to repel our group further.
Cool.
A little nicer since we can just fight him normally.
Cool.
Not too shabby. We are actually clearing our way quite nicely. So it kind of looks like maybe we won't even get down to 9 on the first run, which might be good news, because that means that the second one will have a good run, will have a good chance of actually getting a lot of experience there. And maybe even a third run before it repopulates. Okay, nope, we cleared out this side. Yep, all clear.
Cool. Cool.
So we'll wait till most of us are pinned, if not everyone, because we're actually gonna
Cool.
be there soon. No thank you on life drain traps. Don't need whatever's in there. Okay, that's the second one of us pinned. Yep, looks like the dwarf and our elf are gonna get there at about the same time. This is an area I really haven't come out to in a hot minute. This is the swamp. It's okay. There's really not too much exciting to do out here, in my opinion.
Bye-bye.
But I figured I'd come out here and maybe map it out and see what was going on. So there is a quest item that's kicking here. I was gonna come see if it was here. So I'm gonna pick that up. I'm actually gonna walk through this wall to start mapping out this little corner because I knew I hadn't actually done that. So, well, we're in the area and need a little experience. I figured, why the heck not? This is an area you can't actually get through without any other way than what I just did. You have to actually just know it's here and come through the wall. That is the intended way to get into this little nook. And otherwise, it's not very special other than that it's generally inaccessible. So we can actually just return back the way we came. So we only have one character still getting experience. That will not take very long.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Oh, hey, part of the wall we didn't actually map. Okay, we can also take care of this. There we go. That was largely everything mapped out, and this is a case where I'll see who's got an easy way back in. Did we find any crystals? If we didn't, it's fine. We got plenty. I just like to use ones I picked up versus ones I've already combined, but it doesn't matter too much. There we go. But that was a good level. Everyone got pinned. They want us to get a Boots of Swiftness. Fine. Oh, they wanted us to do a Goblin Guard. I see. I actually didn't realize that. I guess it pays to pay attention. Okay, we can go sort that out real quick. Not a problem. That will take no time. We actually cleared most of the way there. We are going to just go beeline our butts there and then beeline our butts back. See, the only reason I didn't go to that area is because I want to do the dwarves first and those second, but I guess that just goes to show I should always go clear quests before I hang up for the night, huh? Alright. That was all we had needed to do. We were off by Run Broom. Alright, let's see if anyone's got a swiftness boots so I don't have to go buy one. That'd be too simple. Okay. As you are about to enter the office, Requinix approaches you with a bag of gold. This is yours. We got word that the goblins aren't too happy with us, which tells me you did a good job. He turns and walks away. Keep up the good work. There we go. So we can... We'll pull out our stack. I'll add a couple more to it, and then we won't need to save up these potions anymore. Be good for a moment on these. Cool. Now I think I saw a bounty for this that was worth saving, so I'm gonna look to see if that's actually true. Oh, that's right, this is a quest item. It just looks like a scroll. Okay. So I'm only gonna save up these until I have a stack of 200 on each character, and then I'm not gonna bother. Let's look at the bounty board. Okay, not the right hotkey. Need a grin. We're not gonna get this. We don't need that. Gordu staff, we'll keep that in mind. What was the one I saw? Oh, a pseudo dragon. Yeah, that's fair. Pseudo dragons are a quest companion for one of the guilds. So it's worth having a couple in there, and you can go capture them. They're not that difficult to capture, but also if you don't have to, you don't have to. So what's cool is that our giant's actually almost to that level 66 usage for a bunch of his equipment, and that's a big upgrade for a lot of things. The most notable is actually a better amulet that lets you regenerate hit points, possibly much quicker than anything else. You won't even probably never need to heal most characters unless you're fighting way out of your depth. So that'll be a really nice upgrade. So we're actually pretty close to another usage level for the sorcerer as well. So we'll cast this, we'll see how close we are to being able to add more casts of acid in, looks like. Yeah, we can do 3 now. So the dwarf's getting in on the action. Now, when we get it to the point where we can cast on all of them, then I will consider raising up our paladin for a while. Alright. Yes, I expect to see our growth go up incredibly fast during this session. Oh, did I forget to do that? Okay. Helps if everyone can actually float, huh? Whoopsie doodle.
Cool. 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 Cool.
I thought we had that quest item. Well, we'll look at it. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, electric hit us pretty good, huh? That is an idea. We may also want to consider raising up our sorcerer even more to be able to cast electric on people, but it's not the biggest problem. It will just be occasionally we get hit if we hit trigger a trap like that, or the hen arts can get us, but honestly, you kill them pretty fast, so I don't consider it a credible danger, if that makes sense. we actually getting... So we're actually at the point where this character's the one that's the most likely to pin anyway, so... That's interesting. Let's get that mapped up. So I guess I'll take a second and actually heal up our party a little bit. No need to take extra damage than we need to.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Well, that was unfortunate. Should have double checked that trap first.
Cool. Cool.
Did we go south? Let's take a look. Nope, we didn't do this part yet.
Cool.
Oh yeah, bloodsuckers are fine. They actually don't do anything other than being a little hard to fight.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Well, we're doing alright. I think only one of our characters actually isn't pinned. So after we get our dwarf to pinned, I'll probably head back to town. Oh, well that was unfortunate. Okay. Where are you? Maybe I can find them. To the right. So it's 17 to our left. Forward 31. So they are up in the upper left part. Let's see if I can't pin that down. So it's somewhere over here. Okay, let's actually put that on our bar and yeah. So it's still in front of us, but we're on the right trajectory. So maybe up in this little corner.
Hello there.
There we go. See? And that's a way to use that spell effectively for finding your friends.
Cool.
Okay, and we can go fight our way to the stairs and get out of this place. So we've noticed that this place hasn't actually regenerated, which is important to notice. So that means we do need a third viable place to go. Now, I didn't actually mention it before, but I noticed that our poor elf also lost hit points to those drainers, and you're gonna take a few lumps along the way. Like, you actually get plenty of hit points as you level up, but you'll get hit now and then, especially at this junction, because you don't have a way to get like really high resists. So you have to go kill the slave driver. That's fine. What do you want me to do? Kill a dungeon pirate? Sure, we can go down there and do that. Let's see if there's a little better weapon we can give this guy than the current dagger. What level are you? 44? That's not the option. We are using a dagger. So what did we have? Were you 39? You were 39. Okay, so we can switch off to that sword. Cool. And we will sort out our inventory once we get that pirate and that slave driver taken care of. So I'm gonna actually do it the other way around. We are going to go get the dungeon pirate real quick and then grab the slave driver on the way up. Because we can go... Well, actually, first we can see if this is a dungeon pirate. It was not. So it could have been there in the stud square. So...
Cool.
Let's get the easy experience while we can. Yeah, right down here should have a dungeon pirate. Pretty quick. Heck, that might actually get our sorcerer that like one extra little bit that they needed to level up again. But we're not really like trying to full clear this area, we're just looking for the dungeon pirate. But we'll obviously clear it as much as is necessary for that to happen, so it is what it is.
Cool.
Being a little picky, huh? Usually they're all over the place. Well, we'll persevere, we'll find it. There we go. Well, let's go find our dungeon pirate. we got the dungeon part? No, the slaver. We're gonna go get the slaver. Unfortunately, we're still pretty close to that too. We'll just slaughter our way through all these guys. Now, I like to teleport through walls at doorways like I just did, because you always know it's going to be clear, because that's a spell that can actually get you stuck in the wall, and you can have a real bad time getting resurrected. You'd have to get another character to come retrieve you from a wall. There's no other way to get out. Like, you're just trapped in there. The town will never find you with the automatic find me feature, because you're in a wall, and people aren't going to just find you in a wall.
Cool.
Well, that's interesting. So actually, you're close to leveling up too. Is there a way to loop that into this adventure? Can it get enough for that level as well?
Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Cool.
There we go. We got that level into this as well. So let's just sort all of our nonsense out. So we've got a level 29 quest for the Sorcerer Guild. So I will read this out for everyone and we'll see how this one goes. As you finish your training, Mona approaches you. Excellent work. You are becoming more familiar with the elements and how to use them to your advantage. She looks you over. I want you to find and slay a razor boar. Since these creatures can be found in groups, you should be careful. You can cut even they can cut even an experienced sorcerer to shreds with their teeth. The trick is always to smite your enemies from a distance. She walks off. Good luck. You must defeat one razor boar. So this one's not a super common enemy. You kind of have to wander your way through like 5 and 6 to find this one, I believe. I think it's a 5 and 6 one. So we're gonna be heading back there whether we want to or not. That's okay. By this point, maybe the path to the mines is opened up again, so maybe we'll just loop through there and just kick around there for a while. Because we're also going to be cleaning up our inventory before we even head out. And we got to level 66. That is a good level to be at. So I think we saw a bounty for... Yep. So we're going to get some gold. Yeah, we're never gonna turn in a tome of it. That. You can forget about that. Does anyone have a Gordu staff? Nope. But I did see a different one we might be able to turn in. Yeah, we're not going to get this. Was there another one I saw? Maybe I already took care of the one I remember. Okay, that's fine. Awesome, and we can raise up some more of our stats for spellcasting. We got another one of these here. This can go over to our dwarf. Oh, this is the Paladins Guild blueprints. I was wondering which one that one was. So that replaces the agility point we lost. Good stuff. So I think we needed another Mace of Cordal for our collection. I think we turned the last one in for a quest, so I'll look at that towards the end of the session. We'll transfer over anything useful that I think can go towards that. So I kind of put it towards the back so I wouldn't actually sell it by accident. But yeah, we are starting to come across monsters that drain us for real, and they come in larger and larger groups, so we're gonna start losing stats, we're gonna start losing hit points. It's kind of a bummer, but it kind of happens. So these are the two quest items I didn't have. So we will put these away for now. Let's dip into the dungeon and use up our stat potions. Okay. So now we can work on actually outfitting ourselves with better gear. So let's see if there's a better sword we could be wearing. This is a two-handed. We don't really want a two-handed one. What are you? Level 96. 114. 31. Looks like we're not going to be doing too much with these. So it looks like we're at the best we can for a sword currently. I think we're stacked on this. I think where we start shining is we start replacing like our shields and stuff. So this is a better shield for us. We can swap our hat out to the next level. Want to say we can upgrade our gloves. Not quite yet. We got something at 70. How about this? Not quite yet. Yep, we can up this a little bit to the next level up. And that's our belt. And the biggest benefit of all is we are actually dropping our amulet entirely. I mean amulet, and we're gonna upgrade to this amulet of health. And that's going to have some good benefits for us. Now, one thing we're going to have to keep in mind is that we're going to want to start casting the spell of concealment on ourselves the ability to see invisible on ourselves, because we're going to be losing that with that upgrade. So we have to find another way to do it. So we're going to also pop over here and start looking at which rings we can upgrade to. So I still like the stat upgrades from that. We don't really need more protect. I feel we cast that on ourselves too. I do feel like that there are better rings we can wear, but we have to kind of go find them. Okay, this can be a replacement for what we got. Like, this is what we can replace one of our rings with this, and we can get that see invisible. So I'm going to do that. We don't have to go wild and get two of them. Anyone else go up a usage case? We're one level away from our warrior here getting some better stuff. I don't think they get anything, but our sorcerer gets a few things. Let's upgrade our kit a little bit. Get that. Now let's come look to see what our cloak does. When do we go up to the next level of cloak? $33? Okay. We'll make it to 33 with no real troubles. Alright, I think we're settled to go on our next run. So we can actually cast that on the whole party, so that is a big upgrade to our defenses. Now the question we ask ourselves is, do we want to push on until we can put electricity on people? I think this is a sign that it is regenerated and we can go see our dwarven friends again. I'm sure they miss us quite heavily. We wouldn't want to disappoint them, so let's go say hi. One thing I was going to look at is how our resists are doing. So we get 46% acid resist. We're up to 35% drain resist, which isn't great. That's why we're getting hit by the monsters, but it's better than a 0. Trust me on that. So 40% on stone resist, 40% on that. So you actually have to considerably level up your magic guilds to really max that out at 95%. But it's a long-term investment that's worth it. But we are definitely going to get well over 100 in our warrior guilds before we start considering backtracking and filling in our resist stuff, because it's just faster to do it that way. We just have to not get greedy and go too deep for our resists to keep up. It's like we can sort of just kill the problems as we go along rather than worry about resists. It's a little risky, but not that risky. Oh good, these are a little rare. They'll probably die. Dwarves will get them, but you know what? Maybe they'll survive. I believe in them. And we also have to find that razor boar, which I don't think was what we found. Let's see if that's the case. Yep, we did our quest. Good. I guess we did it. You'll love to see it. Always good when you don't have to go hunting down your guild requirements. Not the best, the fate traps, but also not the worst either, so that's fine. Yeah, by far the biggest upgrade we're gonna get is as our characters reach level 50 plus warrior, they'll all get that extra swing. And the difference that makes can hardly be stated easily.
Cool. Cool.
There we go, that's already ready for one level on
Cool.
this character. There we go. Well, these red gremlins are surviving longer than I actually anticipated them surviving, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that the random chance of them being attacked by the dwarves would just end them immediately.
Cool.
So we'll clear out the mines and see how close to leveling we are with the characters and decide if I want to just go back and level up now because we're pinned, or if we're close enough to have other characters to want to go finish it. But I kind of just like clearing out this area all at once so that it repopulates properly all at once. Let us see. Yeah, I might go back, make a second trip, go through like the Goblin Lord and get people pinned. Kind of want to let Spectre Gadget catch up a little. Even putting her in the back, she's definitely pinning faster than anyone else, which is not bad. That's actually a good thing, but...
Cool.
Well, they want us to kill a Yessus, and that's on 4, so we'll just get that on the way down. No big deal there. Okay, that's that sorted. We can clear out our friends that joined us. They're gonna go find meaningful employment elsewhere, I'm sure. Definitely not just sold off into slavery. That's not what we do. Get a little bit of gold. Cool. Okay. We'll load up for bear and head back in. Let's go find our Yessus and take care of that quest, and then we will head to the Goblin and deeper down to the depths. You get out of my sight. You guys disgust me. But yeah, we'll pop through these side rooms. We'll find ourselves a Yessus, and then we'll go deeper. I'm still gonna tend to kill all magic users and insects along the way, because even if I wouldn't normally need to fight them for experience, because that's how you keep your tomes and mysticism supplies decently good.
Cool. Cool.
There we go. That took a little bit longer to get to, but it's fine. We could take this expressway down.
Cool.
Oh, well, that was a minor mistake, but we can heal from it. Well, that would have gotten us that it too. Okay.
Cool. Bye-bye. Cool.
So yeah, this game's kind of opening up to us now. We can actually have a lot more freedom now that we have a little better spell casting and stuff. So as you can see, we're able to go around a map a little bit better. We can also get anywhere we need to considerably faster. We have a lot more choices on where we decide to level up. Could take it a little slower here, for instance, or if we're feeling spicy, we can go all the way down to like 9 with no problems. Well, minor problems, but without dying at least. Let's put it that way. Yeah, the dungeon's never completely safe, but you do start mitigating the biggest dangers of it. So yeah, we're slowly moving our way over to the Goblin King. Don't you worry, I wasn't lost. I was actually just clearing as I went. Kind of meandering journey. I'm kind of feeling out for myself which way I want to go. Like, I'd go the other way, but we had that quest for the Essus, so we slipped off to the side to find that, which meant I improvised this run.
Cool.
We'll still end up at the same place, don't you worry. Ooh, those guys did some nasty, nasty fire breathing. Did we? Maybe we need to add fire breath resistance into our rotation. That's a thing we should consider. I think I got a little spoiled to the fact that most of my characters have a decent amount of fire resist, but the elf and the human, not as much. Actually, when we go a little bit deeper than that, we're gonna need ice resist too, so just something to keep in our minds. So, you know what, I'm gonna go this way, maybe get a little bit more going on the upper floors rather than on 9, because 9's where we were getting drained, so we're gonna actually spend a little bit more time in 8, get up a couple levels. Don't worry, we're gonna still do 9. We're gonna do that next run. But we're here now, so we might as well clear 8 now. And this will still lead us to 9, believe it or not. We're just taking the scenic route. Now, because of the giant part of this map that's actually covered up by the lake in the top right, this floor doesn't even take a lot to actually, like, clear. So our goal is to be going into 9, but only needing a little bit of EXP so that we can save the vast majority of it for the next run. What I noticed is we actually have to do a considerable amount of cleaning to actually get our XP, so. And that's actually has to do with the fact that we're leveling up Sorcerer. If we didn't have that going on, or if we didn't insist on pinning, then we wouldn't need as much. Just mapping it as I go. These little corners of this I don't go to as much. Basically, the original time I went through here, I didn't have an explorer of any level, so we didn't actually get a good idea of what these squares actually are. So, just slowly filling it in as we get down to this corner.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
We're gonna have to go the other way to get this. Okay. How are we looking? 20,000? Yeah, we're still doing fine. If we go down to the next floor with about 10,000 required, then we will basically be right at the right point. On this side, no, I don't care. I'm not gonna chase that down for one. Now, I'm not especially worried about that one little niblin of rock I saw to map, because we're gonna actually end up back here for a different quest. They'll take us by there, so I'll probably just get it at that point. Yep, we got hit a few more times than I thought, so we are healing up.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, if we just get it down to the point where that's the only thing left, he's really not that dangerous. So yeah, once we get to the point where this character's pinned to, then we will dip back. And actually, this might be close enough that I can make my way there anyway, so I guess let's go mosey our way back. And we'll clear from the other side. So we won't fight what we don't need to, because we are all pinned. Let me in. Let me pass. Okay. I have another strategy to get back there, so I will showcase my route that is a well-known secret. I'm kidding. It actually is just a teleporter that takes you down to 10, which you could then get back to 9 really fast and in a relatively safe way. You do have to clear the room you land in, but it's really not that tricky. You don't land in the main part of it, you land in an area that usually has slightly easier monsters. And we can still fight on 10. I think we'd be fine there to some degree. So. Alright, more learning for the elf. This is a little bit of an uncommon cursed item, so we'll put that off to the side and we'll store that later. Stock up on these, because this character only had a couple. Cool. So this is actually one of the early spell books that you might actually find yourself needing. It's one of the first resist spell books that you can get for your guilds. I do believe I've turned it in for my guilds, but I will actually double check. Okay, we do on this one. Let us see if Explorer needs it. Nope. We'll switch over to Warlock. And we'll get rid of the hidden places. I think there was only one more cleric. We can check with the bobbler. We can see what they have going on. Cool. Everyone has it. You love to see it. So we can get back to our warriors. We will have to put a couple pieces of equipment on, but it's okay. We can sell our little hen art. Did we do a bounty? Let's find out. A frost giant, that's a little uncommon. And we gain some more stats so we can level up our intelligence another nodule. Told you to use it. There we go. Can go to the bank and we can put this other book in there because we're starting up a collection as for that as well. Okay. We haven't really looked so far, so let's see if the tavern keeper has anything interesting. Nothing of note that I saw. Cool. So we are going to actually add in fire to our rotation of resists. Fortunately, we can cast that one as well with no real issues. Good to see. And you're probably wondering what did I mean that I had another way to get there. So we're going up to floor 2. We're going over to this corridor. We're going to this corner right here. And if we go through this wall, this little teleporter on this ledge will take us down here. And that's why I said we were adding in fire resist to our lineup, because the ants in here can get a bit spicy if you have to fight the fire versions of them. But as you can see, we won. But at what weird, twisty cost, right? Well, at the cost of having to heal people. That's at what cost. So yeah, this entrance is a little spicy. You don't always actually get attacked by those guys, so it's not always nearly that dangerous. In fact, it's really just the ants that got us. Those ghosts I tried to bail from because they can drain me, but I mean, yeah. And then in order to get to the main part of this, we just go through a wall. You can fight your way through the corridors, but that is more likely to get you in trouble. So I recommend just picking a wall, going through it, then clearing like normal. Now, these guys didn't used to be a common well, not common, but semi-common monster in this area. So it's really cool to see them being added in because they're a good experience. Well, a little bit tougher than your average enemy too, but really not anything too dangerous. So there's more of our frost giants, although we misidentified them. They breathe ice on you, so what a shock, right? Yep, we're taking some chip damage from electricity. That's fine, that's what the healing's for. And we are actually leveling up too fast again, so we're gonna rotate our group around. Okay. Part of that is that everyone's getting a chance to go here for the most part, because the groups are big enough to support it, so. And I try to clear out this corner of this place because it has a better chance of having insect type enemies, which give us more crystals, so I clear it regularly. We don't. Oh, this is why this is more dangerous. I didn't realize these were such big groups of fire ants. That's why we took so much damage. Yeah, we're not going to initiate fights with those, but then we're going to try to escape if we actually have a hostile group of them. Just not worth the pain if you can get past them, but at least we learned that we didn't die from an encounter. It was just expensive. Did we go down here? We did not, okay. But yeah, that little bit we cleared is already almost one level for everyone, so 9 is a great source of experience. Don't pick unnecessary fights with draining monsters. So it's important to know when you don't need to fight the fight. You just get out of there before it even starts. If you're quick, you can leave before the battle starts.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm not really scared of 3 wraiths, but I am, and I'm not going to fight a whole bunch of ghosts if I don't need to. Just killing a couple of undead's fine, but that can drain you, but fighting like 6 of them, you're probably gonna start losing stats, so. You gotta eyeball that, and once we get to our level 50s and actually get our extra swings so that we can kill even more before they get a chance to fight us, then it'll start becoming a better option to fight them. But you're still playing a little bit with fire, so definitely make that judgment as you with a little bit of caution. Who's getting... Yeah, I guess this is the right lineup after all. I think Onigiri is not going to really be able to pin, which is good. He's so far ahead of everyone else. Like I said, when he gets to level 87, I'm going to switch him off to leveling up his side guilds, and then people can catch up a little bit, but he's still going to probably outpace everyone. But it's good to have a really strong party member, you know, just clean up some of the more dangerous stuff, rescue you if you get into trouble, that kind of thing. Also reduces a bit the everyone needing the same equipment problem, where you have to choose who gets the best stuff kind of stuff. So if you kind of get your levels staggered around and you're not all struggling for the same piece of equipment that you've only found one of. Obviously mitigated by finding more of the equipment, but still.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm dipping down to kill these enemies because I can see what's in the rooms. I'm not going to want to fight most enemies on that floor for now, but some of them aren't that bad. Yeah, it looks like we may actually need to pop off to somewhere else, so... Yeah, now we know that we're gonna have to go to 8 or something to finish off a level here. It's actually... I suspected, but I was not sure, so... We'll use a Crystal of Mysticism back this time, and we will wander around this floor for a bit. Because we basically had two options, go up or go down, and I think down is a bad bet currently if we're having a little trouble on 9. But if 9's okay for us, then we can consider going even deeper. So, I'm using that as a barometer. Because 11's not significantly more difficult than 9. Now 10 is a floor I tend to avoid spending a ton of time on because there is some nasty stuff that spawns there. Albeit rarely. But do keep in mind that when you go there you are making a risk that you may not be aware you are.
Cool.
Alligator, huh? Why not? That's cute. We'll see if it survives long enough to return with us.
Cool.
Don't worry, if I actually fall into the water, I've got a plan out. I have plenty of scrolls of mysticism. I will quickly switch to my inventory and nope the F out after surviving the battle. So that's 3 of us pinned. I think it is time to escape. Oh, good. More learning. That can go over to the elf. A little bit more agility for someone. We love to see it. And okay, we'll do it a different way. There we go. Looks like the alligator survived as well. That's good. And that's a Gordu staff that we can use for that bounty. Yeah, we're not going to get this one. This is not one we're going to fulfill. That's just a cursed item swap. We don't need that nonsense. We can reply to this and get that. Okay. Change this to neutral. Give that to the dwarf. Let's jump in and actually use our stat boosts. So, another agility. Another wisdom. The wisdom's maxed on this character. Cool beans. I think we only need one more on the elf, and they will be fully maxed on their spellcasting. Just checking the item use levels. Yep, we can actually get a little better stuff on our dwarf. Our shield's gonna get better. I believe. Yep. And I believe our armor does as well. Yep, that's higher level than we're going to get. What about this? So this was actually an upgrade for him. I remember now that 70 was the upgrade for the gloves. So this is 44 for an upgrade on this, so our dwarf can sell out of that and get this better cloak. That's 66. Cool. I suppose I should look at what actual upgrades for this are like. What is this? 96? $162. That's wild. $87. Okay. $109. I don't think this is an actual upgrade, is it? Yeah, it's just wisdom. We'd rather have the boost to this. Oh, maybe. Let's see. Oh, I see. It's at the penalty of lower stats so that you can see invisible. Okay, that's not actually better even though you can use it. $131. What are you? 87. So 87's the next major upgrade to stuff. How's the swords looking? Yeah, the swords don't get better, but maybe there's something other than a sword. Maybe like a mace? I don't look at maces that much, but let's take a peek. 96. 48. 100. Well, I won't lie, this one-handed three-swing one's not too shabby. But this still might be better. Yeah, they're basically almost the same weapon, but I think that the other one actually has slightly better... Nope, actually the mace is slightly better for a short period of time, has slightly higher attack. Okay, well, we have options coming up, and that's what we're looking at. Let's sell our alligator and head back in. So we can start mixing in electricity, but it's very expensive. So we have to pick whoever we have up front currently as the only recipient. So another thing to note is that as we actually level up our electricity, our sorcerer guild, the bonuses it gives you for a resist actually do get better. So we're not just reducing the cost, it is actually an improvement, but it takes a long time to really get through it, so you have to do it a little bit at a time. So actually I think the mines are probably an option again. So we're gonna go on that little run and get that going. But yeah, once we actually get to the point where we can cast all of those resists that we need to, then we're just gonna focus on a little bit of paladin, and that'll reduce her squishiness. So
Cool. Cool.
not that it matters too much when we're just manhandling most of them before they can attack us, but when she does get hit, it's gonna hurt. And that's actually more for when we try to go deeper than where we currently leveling, so don't get that twisted up. I'm planning for what we're going to encounter, not what we're currently encountering.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Hmm.
Bye bye.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, that's right. There was a chest in this little room. I noticed it as I went through.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, Okay, we cleared out this corner.
Cool.
Alright, so she's considerably past everyone, so we will move her to the back. We'll heal up again. Cool. And that's what I mean by she's just getting hit a little harder than everyone else. You gotta just keep them healed and move on.
Cool. 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 Cool.
things I was going to do was actually come here and finish mapping out this wall, because I noticed a couple holes, so I'm gonna sort that out real quick. I think maybe on the floor above as well. Let's take a look at that. Yep, sure is. It's not a crisis, but I mean, we're relatively close by, so let's just fix that up. Take a peek down, see if there's any holes on this side. I mean, kind of. Like, if we get to that middle room, we can actually cast a map area and... Actually, they're not holes. Okay, that's good. We did what I wanted, and we can head back down. Don't really want to fight this area too much, but maybe I can map out that side room. Is there an easy way into that one, or do I have to teleport? Not this. Let's just teleport anyway. Clear it out this way. So we're close enough to being pinned that we can make our way to 9 and out the easy way out. So I think that's our next goal. We'll fight if we need to, won't fight if we don't, and yeah. Okay, that'll get us there. 2, 2. Yep. So we can go through the wall. So you are already pinned. Cool. That puts us right here. And we just have to go here. There we go. Now we're at the edge of 9. Cool. We are almost back up for adventure.
Cool.
Yep, we're very close to everyone pinning. Very good. So now that we're here, we can dip back and... Okay. I thought we didn't have near... I thought we needed more, basically. So we can actually... We can clear out these couple that we didn't before. We can actually...
Cool.
Hmm.
Let's be careful with this. But we're gonna dip our nose into this, get the last little bit. If we run into something dangerous, we're gonna try to get out. So here we are at the new aesthetic. Now this is at the graveyard levels. Has a much different atmosphere to them.
Hmm.
Now we're not actually trying to go too much deeper than this, so I was just poking my nose in to see what we could do.
Cool.
As you can see, this is what I meant by they are a normal monster for this deep in dungeon like that.
Cool.
So this is the next level up of these guys. They're slightly more dangerous.
Cool.
Don't need to fight ghosts if we don't need to. That's one of the reasons why I don't love fighting on 10. You just encounter them a lot more.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, we cleared out a decent portion of this floor without having anything super dangerous. And I would not really call, like, the ghosts dangerous. Don't get that twisted. They are just likely to drain us. They're not going to actually kill us or anything like that.
Cool.
Okay, we made it through these shenanigans. Let's get out of here before things repopulate.
Cool.
We managed to get everyone to the point of pinning. That's great. Didn't take too much trouble at all.
Bye-bye.
This does mean that our second run's going to have to be a little bit more creative, where we start at the Goblin Lord and work our way down. We're a level away from using that better sword. They want us to go kill a Nastrum, so we will go get that real quick and head back to town. Clear out our inventory and then head deeper again.
Cool.
Shouldn't be too difficult to find. This place is usually completely lousy with them, so yeah. There we go. Good stuff. This is just an interesting weapon that only artisans can wear. It just looks pretty much like a joke item, but it's a cool one-handed sword. I mean, blunt weapon. Okay, and we have a decent number of stats coming our way, so we will first clear out the inventory, go use the stats. We are going to be capped on stats either this stream or the next one, probably. We're getting so close. Oh, I guess we're already there for that character. That's fine. It's just agility. We already are already at nearly the edge for everyone anyway. Did we not actually? Okay. So yeah, as you can see, we're actually at the point where we can actually just straight up find these amulets of health anyway, so... The dwarf's gonna get one next, so we can just kind of pre-load that in for him. Just put that away. We are... That. There we go, we reached maximum intelligence for this creature, for this character, so we are nearly there. So now we can cast electricity on this one. I'm gonna actually give it to Spectre Gadget because their resist and overall are lower, although our dwarf could also benefit from this. So a little bit more sorcerer and we can cast all the resists we need for a bit. So we are going to go back down through the Goblin Lord. So we are going to give that. We're gonna be able to levitate, and we are golden.
Whoa! Cool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bye-bye.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's looking a bit like we need to move them to the front this time. So, there we go.
Bye-bye. Cool.
Hmm.
We're definitely gonna do our best to level up on 8 this time and leave 9 for another run. But who knows if we'll succeed. But maybe that won't be a problem. Maybe we start dipping down to 10 after all. We didn't do too badly there.
Cool.
Doesn't want to identify it, huh? I think that's a glitched square on my map, unfortunately. Thinks it's identified, but it's not.
Hmm.
Yep, they are catching up. This may be a case where our elf does not pin, believe it or not. I think that is going to happen.
Cool. Cool. Bye-bye.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Hmm.
Bye-bye.
So we're gonna dip over here to this area. This is actually one of the new areas that Declan added in. I've explored it before, but I could fly at the time, so you have to be pretty careful if you can't fly, or be very ready to teleport back to town very quickly with a crystal, because
Hmm.
You don't want to fall in that water. Let's put it that way. Yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to get over here was because some of this can get mapped out. Still. So we got pinned already, so we move them there. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we should have gone around the corner when we did that. Fair enough. This is actually a cute little castle that is just chilling out here in the middle of this lake. I actually thought it was really cool, so decided to come over here and check this out.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm gonna just like sit here, maybe use this as a thumbnail. Let's find a good angle for what I want to see.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm just gonna come here, see where it I think looks like it's a good spot. Like this is glitching out like pretty heavily. But yeah, no, this is probably the best view of this. I'm just gonna chill here for a second and let it be on screen long enough to find in the playback. Then inside, it's just got more places you can walk around and it's not, the enemies aren't harder, it's just another area. Has a little bit more of a distribution towards like warrior types, which is nice. Warriors are a good experience. So if you get questioned for like those light warriors and stuff, which are very rare spawns normally, this is not a bad spot to come find them. Warriors are also great to find because they have a good chance of dropping equipment pieces. So, most of the other enemies don't have very high chances to drop equipment. There's no particular reason to sit so low on health, so let's restore a little.
Cool.
And to the best of my knowledge, there was nothing that you actually need in here. It's just a cool place to level and explore. It's got 2 floors, which is also cool. And there are a bunch of rooms out of here, but those are actually all underwater. Like, I'll show you when I get over here, but you can't actually breathe, so it's just gonna be a real quick little sojourn. Like, that was immediately underwater, so like that is your demarcation point. So half of this castle is just a castle under the water, which I think is really neat. Now, what did you steal? Stole a cursed item from us. Okay.
Cool.
Hmm.
So while this place is you have to be pretty careful to get over here right now. Once you can actually cast like magical flight,
Cool.
then it's a little less hazardous. But we'd have to go back to
Cool.
either Warlock or Explorer for it, and that is what our Oni is going to do next, and we'll probably get high enough level to switch over to casting magical flight on everyone instead of just levitation. So that's going to be another way our exploration changes up quite a bit
Cool.
going forward.
Hmm.
Yeah, as you can see, we do take somewhat more damage from the warrior types than we would from your standard insects and minor demons. So we are gonna have to heal a little bit more as we go through. So
Cool.
this will fix itself as we level up warrior anyway, though. Like our attack defense will go higher, and we'll just take less damage as we go through.
Cool.
We're pretty close to another swing. So I'm gonna get everyone pinned, and then we're gonna crystal out of here. I think this is crystal worthy. I'm still kind of resisting crystalling when I don't have to, because it does add age to your life and you gotta fix that. But
Cool.
it's not the worst problem either. Like, we're not aging too quickly.
Cool.
Hmm.
Cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're not gonna keep going till every one of us is pinned. This is close enough. We got an Ard, that's cool. So we have reached the level 75 quest for this guild. So I'll read this out to us. Requinix meets you as you are about to leave the training room. You salute him, and he salutes you back. I just received word from the research department that they are in need of a cursed suit of armor called Black Chainmail. I informed them that you would be able to return this item without any problems. Find me this item, return it with it, and as a reward, I will give you a companion to help you fight in the depths below. He then turns and walks away. So we've already gotten this taken care of. We have stored those away. They want us to return a crystal of mysticism, so we have to be careful with this. Take out your crystal of mysticism that has a bunch of charges in it and give it to someone else, because they will take a full stack if you let them. The guild is a little ruthless that way. What quest do you have for me? Issus? Okay. For reference, it is this character. So I'm going to preemptively move their stack to Oni. Because I may forget before their next level. So going forward, we'll start leveling up the Bobbler's magic. I'm just moving cursed items off to the side so that they can be transferred over at the end of this stream. Which is actually coming up on us, but I am just going to clear out the inventory. I am going to go kill that Issus. And then we are going to end up calling it there. Since we've sold a couple of arts to the store, I may actually just end up using this to raise our intelligence. And wisdom, because it'll do both. So we don't have to wait as long to max out those stats. It was an option with the other two ARDs we found as well, but I wanted to lower the cost in the store a little bit. Now this is actually not a healing type magic one, as you might suspect. It's actually a cursed form of healing, where you steal your opponent's magic, I mean life, and give it to yourself. So I am going to dip in and use up the stats that we've gotten. So we're actually going to get another point of wisdom as well, so let's take care of that. Cool, let's go find that Issus real quick. We're at it. is that. Cool. Okay, that takes care of them. So we're gonna actually drop them out of the party for a second. We're gonna bring in our old Sticky Fingers, who was our cursed item carrier. We're just gonna go through, give over our cursed items, and see if they are needed for anything. I think we all had something to give her. And I've been building up a collection of like magic tomes, but I'm probably gonna use another one of my characters to hold on to those as well coming up. So I usually keep a stock of one of each of them. So we don't need the troll girl. The Helm of Blindness we can add to the pile. And one of these maces as well. Okay. We don't need that Tome of Agility. We don't need a Draining enough to trade that in. But a Sass of Shades can actually be a good return. So I forget if I was holding on to one for no reason. So we get them pretty frequently, so we will get that another time. And we're gonna come out here and look at what this guy has going on. Nothing especially new. Cool beans. So we can actually get rid of them, bring back in our friend Oni Slasher. There we go. Final thing to check is if we can get any new equipment. And it looks like we can trade this out for that other sword that they're using. I think our dwarf can actually upgrade to that other weapon, that slightly better adamantine one. Yep, we can do that. What level was that better cloak? Oh yeah, we overshot that. That's fine. Awesome, and I think we are all ready for next time's adventure when we start up again. So I thank anyone that has been watching. I hope you guys all have a lovely day. I may stream again later, I haven't decided yet. And you take care.